Good morning, students. We'll start with the today's lecture. Okay, in the previous lecture, we have seen the numericals on the curl. We have seen the curl, right? Curl operator, the third special derivative in the electromagnetic theory. Curl of H is equal to the current density J, right? And we apply the curl for those vectors which are having a rotational effect, right? Okay. And today we'll be seeing the Stokes theorem and we'll solve numericals based on that. Okay. Stokes theorem. Yes, it is similar. It is not same, but it is similar to your divergence theorem. Just I will brief you about the divergence theorem to recall. It is not same. It is similar. That's all, right? Okay. There, what we have done, we have related the surface integral of d dot ds to the volume integral of the divergence of d vector into dv over the smaller volume, right? So this we have seen. So, and I have given one example if you recall. Yes, I have a water filled bottle and there is a leak in the water bottle, right? Okay, how we will find out the leak? Just by observing the surface of the bottle, water bottle, we will come to know, right, whether there is a leak or not, right? We'll come to know. Another way is by calculating the divergence of the flux density or divergence of the velocity of the water at each and every point within the water filled bottle. It is foolishness, but still we can say that there is leak or not by doing that also, right? So surface integral is related to the volume integral. Here you can see in the Stokes theorem, line integral is related to the surface integral. Surface integral is a double integral, volume integral is a triple integral. Here the line integral is a single integral, surface integral is a double integral. Yes, the just I will give the mathematical form of the Stokes theorem. The closed line integral, this indicates circle, closed line integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of curl of h del cross h into ds. I hope you have not understood and you should not understand also right now. Okay, fine. Just I'll read out the definition. The line integral of a vector h around a closed path is equal to the integral of the curl of h over the open surface enclosed by that closed path. Okay, I will not understand right now anything, right? Okay, we will consider this surface here. This is the shape of the surface, right? What we have considered here. And we will divide this larger surface into smaller surfaces. Just this is the horizontal line, horizontal and vertical lines have been drawn, right? You can see this is the smaller surface area delta s. There are several smaller surface areas as formed, right? This is also delta s, right? Smaller surface areas, we will divide it. Then over this, let me consider this smaller surface first, right? And there is a rotational effect of the magnetic field intensity on this surface in this direction, right? So this is the direction, right? Okay, then the curl of h, if I take the curl of h and we will write n here, n means there is a the curl effect will be in the normal direction, means here the normal direction is indicated by the unit vector normal to the surface, that is an vector, right? This is the unit vector normal to the surface, and it can be downwards also, but why it is upward? Just it is just regular randomly I'll tell you, but we should not use it, but just use the right hand thumb rule and check it, right? The thumb is not indicating the flow of direction of current here, just the thumb is indicating the direction here of the vector, direction of the vector, and the folded fingers will tell you the direction of the unit normal vector normal to the surface, right? So you don't use the right hand thumb rule here. Thumb is not pointing in the direction of current here, it is pointing in the vector, right? Okay, so this is the unit normal vector normal to this surface delta s. I hope you understood this, right? Then I will consider the adjacent surface here. This is another adjacent surface with respect to this. So the curl is in the same direction as this, that is anti-clockwise direction, right? Anti-clockwise. So here it will cancel, right? Anti-clockwise direction. So these two will cancel out here. If I consider another adjacent cell here, the curl is in the anti-clockwise direction here, right? Yes, these two will cancel. If I consider this adjacent cell, the curl is having in this direction, so this will be, so these two will get cancelled, right? Let me consider the adjacent cell near the boundary, right? I'll consider the adjacent cell near the boundary and the curl is in this direction, you can observe here, right? It is in the anti-clockwise direction, right? These two will get cancelled. Similarly, I will consider another adjacent surface here and we know that the curl is in this direction, right? So this will get cancelled. If you consider this adjacent cell, this will get cancelled. Oh, only you can observe here, the cells are the smaller surface areas which are lying along the boundary, right? These cells only, right? Only those can be taken for the consideration of the curl here. Just we'll see here, right? Okay, let me now explain. Instead of finding out the curl for the smaller surfaces delta s and integrating, means right, RHS means, yes, I will take the smaller surface, the curl of h over the smaller surface area, and I will integrate over the entire surface. Then I will get what is the rotational effect of this, right? Or what is the effect of this, or what is the curl effect. But instead of that, what I can do, instead of taking the smaller surfaces, let me take the perimeter of this total surface. This is the perimeter, right? Let me integrate the magnetic field intensity H over this closed line, closed path or perimeter of the open surface. Yes. So closed line integral of H dot dl is equal to the surface integral of del cross H into ds. Instead of integrating the or finding the effect of the curl over the smaller surfaces, it is better to integrate the magnetic field intensity around the closed path of the open surface. The same thing. I hope now you understood this, right? Okay, the line integral of the vector h around a closed path, right? The line integral of h, right, of vector h around the closed path, this is the closed path or perimeter of the surface, is equal to the integral of the curl of h over the open surface. This is the open surface, right? Finding it is as good as finding the curl of the h over the open surface enclosed by the closed path. This is the closed path, right? But so it is, surface integral is a double integral, so line integral is single. It is better to find out the curl effect using this single integral. So what it will give me, right? It is nothing but I. We have seen this I is equal to closed line integral of h dot dl is nothing but the Ampere circuital law, right? Okay, right now we will not discuss here, right? So the line integral is related to the surface integral. I hope you understood this, right? Instead of finding out the curl for the smaller surfaces, it is better to find out the magnetic field intensity, means by taking the closed line integral around the perimeter of the open surface, right? Or around the closed path of the perimeter of the open surface. Then next we'll see the proof of the Stokes theorem. So this is closed line into h dot dl equal to surface integral of del cross h into ds. We'll see the proof, and finally we'll arrive how we'll arrive at this Stokes theorem. So we know the definition of curl, right? By the definition of curl we can write this. This is the definition of curl. Just general definition of curl is circulation per unit area. Circulation per unit area. So curl of h, this n indicates the curl effect is in the normal direction, right? So curl of h n is equal to, and we define curl as circulation per unit area. What is circulating, right? Magnetic field intensity or magnetic flux lines are circulating, right? Here magnetic flux lines are circulating. This diagram I have explained, right? So circulation per unit area. If I consider this smaller surface area, what is the circulation of the magnetic field intensity over the smaller surface area, right? So closed line integral of h dot dl with respect to this smaller surface area, so they have written delta s, that's all, or else h dot dl divided by delta s. The same thing has been written instead of n. So the circulation effect will be normal to this open surface, so instead of n I can write it as an vector, right? Then next take this delta s this side, right? So closed line integral of h dot dl is equal to del cross h into a into delta s. This is nothing but our delta s vector. Delta s vector is equal to magnitude delta s into unit normal vector an, right? So I will write as delta s vector. Yes, so just circulation of vector. Yes, there is a circulation of vector on this surface, smaller surface. There is circulation of vector on this surface also. But finally you can observe here, the circulation of vector over interior surface, they will cancel out. So if I consider in this, they will cancel out if I consider this adjacent, right? So only what I am left with, only the circulation of vector which are present along the boundaries, means along this one, right? Which are present along the boundaries, they will be dominant, right? So it will be in this direction everywhere. I hope you are getting. Just I have drawn randomly, right? So circulation of vector over interior surface, they will cancel out, leaving only the outside boundary of the surface. Yes, right? Okay, closed line integral of h dot dl, this LHS is kept as it is, and this is del cross h over the small surface, so integrate throughout the entire surface, right? So closed surface integral of del cross h into ds. Thus we have proved the Stokes theorem, right? So by using the definition of curl, by using the definition of curl, we have arrived at the Stokes theorem, right? And what is this dl? Dl is, what is this dl? It is nothing but the perimeter of the closed surface, right? So dl is taken only on the perimeter of the surface. Yes. Okay, we will solve two numericals based on the Stokes theorem and we will wind up the today's lecture. Okay, evaluate both sides of the Stokes theorem for the field H. 6 H vector is equal to 6xy into ax minus 3y square into ay ampere meter, and the rectangular path around the region x lying between 2 to 5, y lying between minus 1 to plus 1, z equal to 0. And this will try to understand this. Let the positive direction of ds vector be az. Yes, I have to identify some surface, right? So they have defined this is the surface that is bounded like this and all these things. So let me draw it first. X-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So x is lying between 2 to 5. So let me, the x equal to 2 here and x equal to 5, let me take it here. So just I will draw the dotted line for my reference. I will tell you why. So this is x equal to 2. The next x equal to 5, I will draw the line parallel to y, right? So x equal to 2 point is here, x equal to 5 is here. Next, y equal to minus 1 and plus 1. So extend this negative y axis. So y equal to minus 1, let me take it here, and y equal to plus 1, let me take it here. Is it fine? So draw y equal to minus 1 is here and y equal to plus 1 is here. So let me draw the dotted lines parallel to x-axis. Then z is 0 means it is in the xy plane, z equal to 0, right? So this is the closed path what we got, or the surface closed path lying in xy plane, right? I hope you got it. Then you can observe the circulation of vector h, how it is circulated, whether it is in anti-clockwise or clockwise direction, that we have to decide. But here they are given, let the positive direction of ds vector be az, means it is towards positive z axis. Here if I take it, it is parallel, it is in az direction. So the circulation has to be in anti-clockwise direction, right? So let me call this as path AB, B to C, then C to D, then D to A, right? So I hope this we got it, right? So this is the closed path and this is the surface that is formed, right? Okay, now we will write the Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem is nothing but the line integral of h dot dl around the closed path is equal to the surface integral of, right, del cross h into ds over the small surface. We can do RHS first or LHS first. It's left to you people, right? Let me take LHS only here. So LHS is equal to closed line integral of h dot dl, right? It is equal to integrate along path AB first, next BC along this path BC, CD and DA, BC, CD and DA into h dot dl. I have to write h dot dl for all, but I have not written here. So call this as equation 1. So we will take up this first path AB, along AB, along path AB. What are the things that are coming into picture, that let us see. And what is this dl vector also we will see. So general dl vector I will write it here. So observe h vector, it is in Cartesian system, ax, ay, az, right? So I will write the dl vector in Cartesian system. You know it, dx into ax plus dy into ay plus dz into az. Next, so first integral I am taking line integral of AB. So along path AB, right? So I have to find out h dot dl. So along AB, what is varying? See here, observe here, A to B. So what is this? X is 2 here. And what about x here? X is 5 here. Sorry. So I will write it here. X is 2 here and x is 5 here, 2 to 5. So, and it is moving in parallel to the x-axis in the positive x direction, right? So only x is varying. What about y? Y component is absent, z component is absent, means dx into ax I have. Next I have this h vector is hx into ax plus hy into ay. What about hz? Hz is 0 here, right? They have not given. Hz is 0, right? So hx into ax, hy into ay. This is total h vector. What is hx? 6xy into ax. Sorry, 6xy. What is hy? Minus 3y square, right? Okay. Next we'll take the dot product of h dot dl. Dl, it is varying along, only along, dl is varying along x-axis. So dx into ax, dx into ax into h if I do, so it is hx into dx, right? So the path AB, h dot dl is equal to, so along AB, what is hx? Hx is nothing but 6xy into dx. Hx is 6xy, ax dot ax is 1. If I take the second term, ax dot ay is 0, so it will vanish. So no need to take that. So x is varying from 2 to 5 here, because x is 2 here at point A, at B it is 5. So 2 to 5. Don't change the limits, right? It is from 2 to 5 only, not from 5 to 2. Don't take 5 to 2, right? Okay. The next, one more thing, okay, we will see it later. With respect to x means, so 6y can be taken out outside as constant. Then integration of x is x square by 2. So limit is from 2 to 5. Okay, 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja 6. So I am getting 3y. So what I'll be getting, just let me check it. 3y. So 5 square is 25 minus 2 square is 4. So 21. 21 into 3. So 63, right? 63y. Okay. 63y. But what about the value of y? See, if I am integrating now along path AB. So what is the value of y here? It is minus 1. So along path AB, y is minus 1. So along AB, y is minus 1. Y is equal to minus 1. So the final answer, integration of h dot e is equal to, substitute, you will get y is minus 1. So I am getting minus 63. Is it fine? Okay. Then next we will see the line integral along this path BC, right? Next I will go to next slide. BC h dot dl. So along BC, observe here, along BC, what is dl here? H dot dl, right? We will try to find out dl. It is varying along positive y axis, means dy into ay. X is, this is 0 and this is 0. Only I have dy into ay. Corresponding to this, I have hy into ay. So finally, I have to take dot product of hy into dy, right? So hy is minus 3y square. So hy into dy. So hy is minus 3y square into dy. So y is varying from, just observe here. What is the value of y here? It is minus 1. What is the value of a c here? It is plus 1. Minus 1 to plus 1. So minus 1 to plus 1 along y, right? Then next, minus 3 is taken out. Integration of y square is y cube by 3. So limit is varying from minus 1 to plus 1. So 3 will get cancelled. Minus as it is. So upper limit 1 cube is 1 only. Minus lower limit minus 1 whole cube is once again minus 1 only. So it will plus 1. So minus 2 I am getting. Next we will take up CD. H dot dl. You can observe here, no need to find out this CD because already we have AB, right? So same thing. It is along, once again if I take and do same as previous one, AB, I will get the same answer, but due to symmetry I have AB I have found out. Now it is from C to D. So at C value of x is 5, at D value of x is 2. Here from path AB we have taken the limit from 2 to 5. For CD we have to take limit from 5 to 2, that's all, right? So if I reverse the limits, I will get, instead of getting 63y, I will get minus 63y. So I will be getting minus 63y here, right? Minus 63y. Got it? How I have written this, right? By observing this path AB, or else you can write by observing path A to B. So I will get minus, exactly reverse, right? But what is the value of y along CD? Along CD, what is y? Value of y. So along CD, value of y is plus 1 here. So substitute the value of y as plus 1. So I am getting this as closed line integral of CD h dot dl. So I will substitute y equal to 1 here. So minus 63 I am getting. Next we will see the another dA. Already we have done BC. So first we will write dA. Closed line integral of dA h dot dl. It is equal to. So B to C we have done. B to C, observe here. Here only it is there. B to C. What we are getting? Minus 2, right? We are getting minus 2. So if I reverse because next I am taking from D to A. So if I take from B to C, the limits are -1 to +1. If I take from D to A, it is +1 to -1. So limits will change, +1 to -1. So I will be getting +2 here. So this I am getting +2 by observing path BC, right? By observing BC path. So it is exactly, it means limits will change, right? Okay, next I want the total closed line LHS closed line integral of h dot dl. So I add all the things. So first AB what I am getting -63. Next BC I am getting -2. Then CD I am getting -63. Then D I am getting +2. So +2 -2 will get cancelled. Finally I will get -126 amps, because closed line integral of h dot dl equal to I, right? So I can use the units as amps, or else you can no need to write the units, right? So -126 I got LHS, right? Next we'll go for RHS. In RHS we have del cross H, so we'll first find out del cross H, right? So find out del cross H. So write down the formula of del cross H. In which system it is? In rectangular coordinate system. It is very easy to write the formula AX, AY, AZ. So dou by dou X, dou by dou Y, dou by dou Z. Then write down the components of H. Hx into Ax, Hy into Ax. Hz is 0. So Hx is 6xy minus 3y square. This one 6xy minus 3y square. 6xy will come here. Minus 3y square is y component. Z component is not there. It is 0. 6xy minus, let me check it, 6xy minus, yes, it is correct. So solve this determinant, plus minus plus, so plus ax into, so leave this column, leave this row. Dou by dou y of 0 is 0, dou by dou z of minus 3y square is 0. So this will vanish first term, right? This will vanish. Next minus ay, so leave this column, leave this row. Dou by dou x of 0 is 0, then dou by dou z of 6y is 0. So this will also vanish. Next I am left out with plus az, last one. So leave this column, leave this row. Dou by dou x of minus 3y square is 0, minus dou by dou y of, so minus of dou by dou y of 6xy. So 6x is constant. So with dou y by dou y is 1, right? So I am getting finally del cross h as, so into az, right? So I am getting it as finally this is 0, this is 0. So finally I can write minus 6x into az, del cross h. So we will take up the RHS. So surface integral of del cross h into ds. So del cross h we know. What is ds we have to take. So for this they are given in the problem. Let the positive direction of ds vector be az. Means this I have taken, right? ds along z direction. So next I want differential surface area along z direction. So I know the scale factors 1, 1, 1, and differential elements are dx, dy, dz. So I want differential surface area along z direction, means leave this and multiply other things. 1 into 1 is 1, dx into dy. So dx, dy into az. I hope you got it. So next I want to take del cross h. It is here, that is del cross h. ds is here. So take the dot product of del cross h and ds. So az dot az is 1. Remaining I will write surface integral is a double integral. So minus 6x into dx dy. Take the dot product of this. Az dot az minus 6x into dx dy, right? So what is varying here? X is varying and y is varying. X is varying from 2 to 5, if you remember. Then y is varying from -1 to +1. Yes, they have given the limits, right? So 2 to 5, y is varying from -1 to +1. So -6 is taken out. Sorry, yes, -6 is taken out. So next integrated, integration with respect to x is x square by 2. The limits of x is varying from 2 to 5 into. Next y is constant. So y and limits of y is from -1 to +1. We have to solve this, right? So 2, 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja, right? Anyway it is multiplication, right? So -3 into upper limit 5 square 25. 25 minus 4 means 21, right? So 5 square is 25, 2 square is 4, 25 minus 4, 21. So into, so upper limit minus lower limit. So 1 minus of minus, it will be plus, right? So 1 plus 1, it is 2. So just you multiply, how much you will get? 2 1 are 2, 2 2 4 42, right? 3 2 just 6, 3 4 12, minus 126. Hence we can say that LHS equal to RHS, right? This is the Stokes theorem. Closed line integral of H dot dl is equal to surface integral of curl of H into ds, that is equal to minus 126 we got. Is it fine? Okay. If any doubts are there, you can unmute yourself and speak to me so that I can clarify your doubts. So closed line integral of H dot dl also we got minus 126, and RHS we have done that also minus 126, right? Okay. Next we will take up the same solution has been given, right, of previous problem. Next we will take up this numerical. Yes. So this is not given. No need to give the diagram. If it is not given, by reading the question, you should draw the diagram, right? Okay. Next we'll start here. The surface is specified by r is equal to 4. There is a surface, some surface is there, where r is 4, theta is 0 to 0.1 pi, and phi is 0 to 0.3 pi. And the closed path forming its perimeter is composed of 3 circular arcs. Yes, that surface is consisting of 3 circular arcs. We are given with the field H vector is equal to 6r sin phi into ar plus 18r sin theta into cos phi. Means this is hr into ar. H vector is equal to, general I will write hr into ar plus h theta is absent, means h phi into a phi. H phi into a phi. But what about h theta? It is not given. H theta is 0 here, right? H theta is not there. hr is 6r into sin phi. H phi is 18r sin theta cos phi, right? H theta is 0. And it is asked to evaluate each side of Stokes theorem. We know the Stokes theorem, but before writing the Stokes theorem, we will draw this surface. What is that surface, right? Just by reading this, you should get some idea how the surface will look like. Then go for drawing the diagram, right? So x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Okay, phi is 0 to pi. So phi equal to 0 means phi is measured always from x-axis. Let me draw parallel line with respect to x so that this is phi equal to 0 plane will get. It will help me. Then phi equal to 0.3 pi, somewhere it will come here, right? We'll see it, right? So let me take it here. Yes, let me draw it, no problem. Phi equal to 0 and phi equal to, if I move here, right, phi equal to 0 to 0.3 pi. Then what about theta? Theta is measured from z-axis. So always it should be like this. It will form a conical surface, right? If I draw this circular shape, from always z-axis it is 0 to theta, 0 to 0.1 pi, 0 to 0.1 pi. This angle should be same, right? Okay. Then what about radius? It is 4. So let me try to draw the right surface here from z, right? I'll take the surface like this. Is it fine? Then okay, I've drawn it. Let me join it from the origin. Conical shape it will form, right? This is the origin. Observe here, r is 4. So if I take, this is the surface that is formed, consisting of 3 circular arcs, arc 1, arc 2, arc 3. 3 arcs are there, right? And radius is 4. Then what about theta here? It is 0 to 0.1 pi, right? From here to here, if I measure 0 to 0.1 pi. Is it fine? Right? Okay, let me write, this is 0.1 pi. Here it is 0 and here it is 0.1 pi. Is it from here to here? Angle. The next phi, from here, from this surface to this surface, let me draw it here. From here, this surface, from here it is phi is 0 here, it is phi 0 to 0.3 pi. So this one is 0.3 pi. I hope you are getting. And r is, I hope you got the surface. The next h vector is given, but which is normal to the surface. So let me take the vector is circulating in anti-clockwise direction. Let me, they have not given, right? So the effect of curl will be normal, means that is in the z direction, right? If I take in anti-clockwise, if I take in clockwise direction, it will be downward. right? So let me take in anti-clockwise direction. So this is circular arc 1, let me call it as 1 from here to here. Then let me call here to here as circular arc 2, from here to here it is circular arc 3. So I hope this is the surface consisting of 3 circular arcs. This is one circular arcs 2 3, right? So we have drawn this closed surface here. So draw it thin only, don't make it thick what I have done here, right? Okay. Then next we will write the Stokes theorem. Closed line integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of del cross h into ds. Is it fine? Okay, first let me take LHS. Closed line integral of h dot dl. Yes, I have to integrate along the perimeter of this surface, entire surface, right? So first I have to integrate along 1, this path 1, then next integrate along circular arc 2, then integrate along circular arc 3, h dot dl. Is it fine? I have to write h dot dl for all. Okay, call this as equation 1. So first we'll see the circular arc 1 along this path 1, circular arc 1, circular arc 1. So observe circular arc 1 means from here to here it is, right? What all the things are varying? What is varying? Theta is varying from 0 to 0.15. So theta is varying from 0 to 0.15. Then what about r? R is fixed, r is 4 here. Then what about phi here on the circular arc 1? So phi is 0 because phi it starts from 0 to 0.3 pi here. If I consider circular arc 3 it is 0.35. But here it is circular arc 1 is here. So with respect to phi it is 0. So phi is 0 here. I hope you got it. Phi is measured 0 to 0.3 pi like this, right? So it's 0 here. So phi is 0. I hope you understood. Okay, with this in the mind we'll try to evaluate. Okay, then what is this dl vector? So let me write dl vector because I should be knowing it. So this is spherical coordinate system r theta phi. So let me write the dl vector in spherical coordinate system. Dr into ar plus d theta into a theta plus d phi into a phi. R theta phi, right? So multiply the scale factors 1 r sin theta. I hope this is dl. But observe which is varying, only theta is varying. Only this component is present. R is fixed, phi is 0. So this will vanish, this will vanish. So I am left out with r. Dl is nothing but r into d theta a theta. Right? Then what about h vector? H vector, it is having r component as well as phi component. So I have to take the dot product of h dot dl, right? So if I take, so now what is dl here? In this case, along circular arc 1, dl is nothing but our r d theta into a theta. So just we'll take the dot product of h dot dl now. This is my dl, right? So ar dot a theta will be 0. Yes or no? Ar dot a theta will be 0. Then a phi dot a theta will be 0. Yes, and h theta is 0 only. And you can observe here dl is nothing but r d theta into a theta. But hr into ar, h theta into a theta, h phi into f. But what about h theta here? H theta is 0 only. So first circular arc, if I integrate along this first circular arc, h dot dl if I take. So this is, let me write it as 1, circular arc 1. So it is nothing but h theta into this. What is this d theta? R d theta, r d theta. H theta into a theta, r d theta into a theta. A theta dot a theta is 1, so I am not writing. So r d theta. So if I integrate along this, what is h theta? It is 0 only, right? So I will be getting 0. I hope you understood. Yes. Then next we will move to the second circular arc. Second circular arc. So you will observe the things. This second circular arc is here. What is varying? Phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi. Phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi. What about r? R is fixed. It is 4. What about theta? See here. If I am taking this circular arc, theta is, it is fixed. That angle is 0.3, 0.1 pi, right? 0.1 pi. Theta is 0.1 pi. Right along this circular arc. So next we will take up along circular arc h dot dl we have to do. So what is dl in this case? So what is dl? Let me identify, right? Along second circular arc, phi is varying. Phi is varying, r is fixed and theta is fixed. So phi is varying means, what is dl? I have written here, phi is fixed. Sorry, phi is varying. So this r will vanish, theta will vanish. So now dl, I will write dl here. dl is nothing but r sin theta d phi, r sin theta d phi into a phi. This one only, r sin theta d phi into a phi. This will vanish, this will vanish, right? Because they are fixed. Only this one, differential length. I am moving along this phi direction, right? So r sin theta d phi into a phi. Then what is, with respect to this, I have to take h phi. What is h phi? H phi is, h phi is 18r sin theta, 18r sin theta, 18r sin theta cos phi. If I write vector, so let me take the dot product. If I write a phi, it will be a vector. A phi dot a phi will be 1. So take h dot dl. So h phi into dl phi, actual, right? Only phi is left, dl vector, right? Okay, let me write it. So what I am getting, if I take dot product, 18r sin theta cos phi into this, right? So because I have to take the dot product, 18r sin theta cos phi into r sin theta d phi, and phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi. Next, yes. So what can be taken out? 18 can be taken out. Yes, I'll take. Then r and r square can be taken out. Then sin theta can be taken, because with sin theta, sin square theta, it is taken out. What I am left out? So integration of cos phi into d phi. So phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi. Next, along the second circular arc, r is 4, theta is 0.1 pi. So let me substitute here. So 18 into r square, r is nothing but 4 square, into sine of theta. What is theta here? Theta is 0.1 pi. 0.1 into pi radians equal to 180 degree. Because my calci is in degree mode, so I will write it in degree modes only. Whole square, because sine square is there, whole square. Sine of theta, theta is nothing but 0.1 into pi, pi is pi radians equal to 180 degree, whole square. Next, integration of cos phi is sin phi. So integration of cos phi is sin phi. So limits, I have to write 0 to 0.3 pi. So we will calculate this. So first I will calculate only this part. Sine of open bracket 0.1 into 180 degree. So I am getting this angle. Then I will take the square. So 0.0954 I am getting into 18 into 4 square, right? So I am getting it as 27.501. Only this part. Next, this one will see 501. Yes. So upper limit, sine of, so 0.3 into 180 degree. Upper limit, sine of 0.3 pi, right? Minus lower limit. Lower limit is 0. Sine 0 is 0. So I will not write, right? So we will calculate this. So how much you will get? Sine of 0.3 into 180 degree. This into 27.501. So I am getting it as 22.248 amps. So this is LHS. Sorry, not LHS. The second one. That's all. Second, h dot dl. Next, third one I have h dot dl. So circular arc 3. Circular arc 3. So along this circular arc 3, observe here. It is similar to your arc 1. It is in this direction. It is exactly opposite. Let me take this. So what is varying? Theta is varying, right? Theta is varying. Theta is varying. So 0 to 0.1 pi. Then r is fixed, that is 4. What about phi? Tell me phi now. Here if I take the circular, phi was 0. Next phi will come here, because after moving here only it will come here. Means phi is maximum value is 0.3 pi. So phi is 0.3 pi. 0.3 pi. I hope you got it. Then next, what is dl vector? Observe here. So it is moving, theta is varying means. So once again, So I will be getting this only. dl is nothing but r d theta a theta. r d theta a theta. So what is h vector along theta direction? So it is h theta. What is h theta? It is 0. So h theta is 0, right? We have already seen. So circular arc 3, if I integrate along 3 h dot dl, it is 0, right? Because h theta into dl. So it is 0 because h theta is 0, right? So now I want the closed line integral LHS. We will find out the LHS. Closed line integral of h dot dl is equal to, so along circular arc 1, what we got? It is 0. Then along the second arc we got 22.248 plus 22.248. Next third one, once again we got it as 0. So finally we got 22.248. If I want to write down the units, I can write it as amps, right? LHS. Next we'll see the RHS. So surface integral of del cross h into ds. Okay, now h is given in spherical coordinate system, right? It is in spherical coordinate system. We have to write down the first. We'll find out del cross h. Write down the formula in spherical coordinate system. So ar divided by something, we'll see that ar a theta divided by something, we'll see that ar a theta phi a phi divided by something, that will see what is that something. So scale factors are 1 r sin theta, and the differential elements are dr d theta d phi. Okay, this is not required here. So okay, scale factors h1 h2 h3. So ar divided by h2 h3. h2 h3 means r into r sin theta. So r square sin theta divided by r square sin theta. Next divided by h3 h1. h3 is r sin theta, h1 is 1. So r sin theta, 1 into r sin theta. So r sin theta. h2 h3 is over, h3 h1 is over. Next h1 h2, 1 into r. I hope you got it. Already I told you how to write the formula while telling the curve. Then dou by dou r, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi in spherical. Next h vector. So hr, what is hr? hr is 6r sin phi. 6r sin phi. 6r sin phi. What is scale factor? 1. 1 scale factor is 1. Next second scale factor is r. But what is hr? H theta. H theta is 0. Right? If I multiply r also, it is h phi. H phi is 18r sin theta cos phi. 18r sin theta cos phi. So you have to multiply the scale factor, right? So okay, let me help. Scale factor is r sin theta, right? I have to multiply r sin theta here. So it is r square sin square theta. I have changed it here only, right? If you multiply r sin theta, it will become r square and sin square theta, right? So I have changed it here only. Okay, next. So we will find out plus minus plus. Try to solve it. I am also solving parallelly. It's fine. Still 10 minutes is there. I will wind up before that. ar divided by r square sin theta into, so leave this column, leave this row. So dou by dou theta of this, right? So we have made a mistake somewhere while writing the formula. Is there any mistake? Please check it. Whether we have to multiply scale factors or not here, h1 h2 h3 here. It's correct only, no?
It's correct, sir.
Correct only, yes, fine. Okay, we have multiplied and we have taken 18r sin theta cos phi, fine. Okay. ar by r square sin theta, yes. Next, this leave this column, leave this row. Dou by dou theta with respect to theta means 18r square cos phi is constant. 18r square cos phi. Next, dou by dou theta of sin square theta, how to do? Let me, please help me out. Sin square theta. How to do it? Can anyone help me out here?
So cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta.
Cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus
2 sine square theta.
2 sine square, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, sine square theta is equal to, so I'll take this here, 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Is it fine? Okay. So differentiate with respect to theta this one. So can I write it as 1 by 2 minus cos 2 theta by 2? Separately, is it fine? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then differentiate with respect to theta, this will be 0, right? So 1 by 2 into minus cos 2 theta by 2. With respect to theta, this will be 0. Then minus 1 by 2, I will write it as differentiation of cos theta is minus sine 2 theta, right? Minus sine 2 theta into 2. Is it correct? 2 2 will get cancelled. So minus into minus plus. So I will be getting sine 2 theta. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will write sine 2 theta here. Okay. Thank you for helping. The next minus, I will take a theta by r sine theta. So leave this column, leave this row. Dou by dou r of, with respect to r, with respect to r means 18 sine square theta cos phi. 18 sine square theta cos phi is constant. Differentiation of r square, dou by dou r of r square. R square. So nx to the power of n minus 1. I will be getting 2r, right? So 2r. So let me write it 2r, or just take, okay. Let me write it, no problem. 2r. Okay, plus, sorry, not plus, still it is not over. So this is over. Then dou by dou phi of, this still it is not over. Minus dou by dou phi of sin phi. So 6r is constant. So differentiation of sin phi is cos phi. Cos phi. Dou by dou phi of 6r sin phi. 6r is constant. So differentiation of sin phi is cos phi. Then third term, I will write here. I don't have a space. Let me write it here. A phi by r. So leave this column, leave this row. So dou by dou r of 0, this will vanish, minus dou by dou theta of this constant 0. So this third term will vanish anyhow, luckily. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll go to the next slide. Del cross h. Del cross h. So can I simplify somewhere? Let me see it. R square will get cancelled. Sin theta, sorry, sin theta will not get cancelled. So let me write it. 18 cos phi sin 2 theta. 18 cos phi sin 2 theta divided by sin theta. Sin theta is not getting cancelled, so I'll write sin theta. So sin 2 theta, this one, 2 theta. Yes, sin 2 theta by sin theta into AR. Yes, somebody was trying to tell. Okay, fine. Not sin square theta, this is sin 2 theta. Let me rewrite it. Minus, let me expand it and write minus, uh, what is this? Sin square theta or what? Sin square theta, I think, right? 18 sin square theta. Yes, sin square theta, this one. Sin square theta, I have missed this. Okay. Sin theta will get cancelled. R will get cancelled. So denominator r sin theta will get cancelled. So let me write it. Minus 18 sin theta cos phi. So r is getting cancelled. So 2 into 18. 18 to the 36. Let me write it as 36. Denominator will cancel. So this is not there. R sin theta will vanish into a theta. Minus into minus plus. So r will get cancelled. So minus 6 cos phi. 6 cos phi by r is getting cancelled divided by sin theta into a theta. I hope this is correct. If any mistakes are there, please let me know. Right? Okay, next RHS we have taken. So in RHS you can observe del cross H we have found out. What about DS? So observe here DS. This is the surface and I am taking normal, means it is going in the Z direction. So differential surface area along Z direction I have to take. So differential surface area along Z direction. How to find out? We know the scale factors 1 r sin theta in spherical coordinate system. And here the differential elements are dr, d theta, d phi. But I want differential surface, 1 minute, not Z direction, 1 minute. It is in which direction? Because spherical coordinate system means it is in this direction, means radial direction. It is not along theta or phi, it is along radial direction. Differential surface, it is above, right? But in rectangular coordinate system it is Z direction, but in spherical coordinate system it is radial direction. See here, it is moving in the radial direction. This is the radial, right? Everywhere radius is there, so it is in radial direction. Differential surface area along radial direction, not Z, right? So if I want differential, sir, close this and multiply r square sin theta, r square sin theta, r into r sin theta, d theta d phi. Okay, next into a phi, ar. Okay, next RHS, we will write the RHS, closed surface integral of del cross h into ds. What is this ds? It is ar. So del cross h, this is entire del cross h, then I have to take del cross h, the dot product with ds. So if I take the dot product, observe here, ar dot ar, it will be 1, ar dot a theta will vanish, ar dot a theta will vanish, means these two terms will vanish, right? Don't cancel it, just I'm telling. So I'm left out, so integration will be easy, right? So surface integral is double integral, so 18 cos phi into sin 2 theta divided by sin theta into this one, r square sin theta, because ar dot ar is 1, into r square sin theta d theta d phi, right? Okay, still 4 minutes is there, I will wind up. So theta and phi, the integration part I will leave it to you, simplify. Theta is varying from what? 0 to 0.1 pi, 0 to 0.1 pi, 0 to 0.1 pi. Phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi. Let me check it. 0 to 0.3 pi, yes. Simplified sin theta will get cancelled. So integrate, integration part I am leaving it to you people, please do it. So finally I will write the answer here. Just I will simplify and write it. What can be taken out? So with respect to theta and phi, right? So 18r square can be taken out, right? So 18 can be taken out, 18 can be taken out, r square can be taken out, cos phi can be taken out. So I will write it here, 18r square cos phi, 18r square cos phi can be taken out, right? So what I am left out with? So sin 2 theta into d theta d phi. Theta is varying from 0 to 0.1 pi and phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi, right? So what about this r and cos phi? Please check it, right? What it should be, because differential surface area along r direction we are taking, radial direction. So you observe here one thing, 18 into r square, r is 4 square into cos of what? Phi is varying from 0 to 0.3 pi, right? So what is the value of phi I have to take here? Whether I have to take 0 or 0.3 pi. So let me write it here, and I will ask the calculation, you do it. So let me I am taking both. So 0 to 0.3 pi. Then integration part, shall I leave it to you? Integrate it. If any mistake is there, please get back to me. So this is theta and this is phi. So after take once substitute 0.3 pi minus cos 0 and you calculate and multiply 18 into 4 square and integrate it, and finally you have to get same as LHS. What is the LHS we got? 22.248. 22.248. Please try it out or else get back to me. I will solve and give, right? So I will wind up the today's lecture.